All right, so in this video, I wanted to look at some just random, different, unique stadiums that a lot of people probably don't know exist. And these are both stadiums and arenas from around the world. Starting with the world's largest indoor arena, Philippine Arena, located inside the Philippines, and it's designed after a native tree within the Philippines. This broke ground in 2011, opened in 2014, and it has a capacity of 55,000, which by far is the biggest indoor arena in the world. I had no clue this existed. I guess when you think of arenas, they're rather small, so 55K, it's by far the biggest, and the overall design of it, the interior, it's got a massive upper deck. I'll say I had some issues finding HD photos of the interior. I don't know what it is. I was looking everywhere. I don't know if they don't take HD photos or what, but it's just got two massive decks. The upper deck is huge. Imagine an NBA team with a capacity of 55,000. It's just a complete overkill. The arena has been master planned to enable at least 50,000 people to gather inside the building and a further 50,000 to gather at a live site or plaza outside to share in major events. So you're talking about kind of a unique thing there, 50,000 people inside, and then they've built up a massive plaza around the arena that another 50,000 people can gather at. Reminds me of what the Raptors used to do, the Toronto Raptors, with their playoff games. They had like an outside area that a lot of people were at. So around 100K people within and around this arena for major events. The arena holds not only major church gatherings, but also operates as a multi-use sports concert venue capable of holding a range of events from boxing and basketball to live music performances, but no association football or field events due to its limited size. There is a clear line of sight for every seat in each tier, even for various arena configurations such as church ceremonies, boxing, tennis concerts, or indoor gymnastics. So that is the biggest indoor arena in the world. The next thing we're looking at is a cricket stadium that is currently under construction, which recently broke ground back in November of 2019, nicknamed The Boat. It is a new international cricket stadium that is being constructed in Bangladesh that costs around $140 million. It's crazy to me that only costs $140 million compared to NFL stadiums that are at $1.9 billion. SoFi was at $5 billion. Maybe it's due to the location. Maybe it's where it is because it's in Bangladesh. It's a lot cheaper. But yeah, it's a very interesting design, and it's nicknamed The Boat because that's kind of what it looks like on the exterior. And it has kind of an overhang that goes right across the middle of the stadium, and it plans on opening in 2026. Its capacity is 50,000, but it does have the option to add on at least 25,000 additional seats. The venue is located on about 38 acres of land east of a river there in Bangladesh, right off of an express highway. The stadium will become the third largest ever cricket stadium in terms of capacity and the most expensive cricket stadium in Asia. So yeah, I love that design. Anytime you've got a unique design, just looking at the renderings, I find it very interesting. So that recently got approved, and in October of 2022, they announced the official design, and they are underway with the early construction on that. The next one we're going to be looking at is the Stockholm Globe Arena, which is located in Sweden. And this thing is really interesting. There's a lot of different photos of the overall blueprints of what this actually is. It is the largest spherical building on Earth and took 2.5 years to build. It has a diameter of 110 meters, 360 feet, and it has an inner height of 85 meters or 279 feet. It has a capacity of 16,000 spectators for shows and concerts and around 13,000 for ice hockey. In an upper area, there are 40 VIP boxes and a restaurant. So I wonder if the upper area is actually above the stadium. Like literally above the stadium, based on the way the sphere looks. It also has kind of a little sky view thing that people can go up on that they've attached to it, kind of like an elevator located outside of the actual globe. The globe is mostly used for ice hockey, not surprising, being located in Sweden, but it also is used for musical performances and other sports other than ice hockey. And if you look at the interior, everything is red. That is the design that they have gone with there. Of course, the interesting thing about this is the globe design on the outside of it. The next one we're going to be looking at is a hockey ring for Yale University that has been nicknamed the Whale due to its interesting design. Now, this was started in 1953, and it took 5 years to complete. The construction cost $1.5 million. I think hasn't been updated for inflation, but that's what it cost back in 1953. Again, how about taking 5 years to build a stadium that has a capacity of 3,500 total? But I love when unique arenas like this get designed. I never understand when you see these new small schools build the most bland stuff. You might as well make it interesting. And this is certainly interesting with the Whale exterior roof. And it's also, if you look at it, kind of a wood thatched roof, which also makes it unique. And then also there is natural light that's coming in onto the hockey rink. And then this final one we're going to be looking at, this is just a concept. Let me just say, trying to research this thing has to be the single most annoying thing I've done on the internet recently. The Rock Stadium. So this did not happen. Everything I've seen from this, it's just the renderings. This is back in 2011, 2012. The Rock Stadium rises from the desert. No, it doesn't. This never happened. But I will say, this is a really sick design, but it's just not practical to get teams to a stadium in this, carved into the side of a desert, which was the original plan. And then they found these mountains and they wanted to do this, but so this did not happen as far as I know. These are just all renderings back in 2011, 2012 when they wanted to do it, some type of rock stadium in the desert. It's just not practical. And I don't think it happened, but I haven't found an article that completely debunks the idea or kind of looks back on it. Either way, that's just kind of a cool stadium that does not exist. At least I don't think it does. But I did want to go through a few stadiums that you might not know that are cool and unique within the world, many of these being based out of the United States. When it comes to the thing that surprised me the most about this, it's the fact that the Philippines has the world's largest arena, and it's not even close. Number two in researching it was some arena in Japan that was around 36,000, basically 20K less in terms of capacity. Now, they don't have the Carrier Dome listed, I would imagine, because that's a multi-purpose, and they're not going to put it in that. But the Carrier Dome's all-time biggest attendance, I did a video on this recently. I believe it's right at like 36K as well when you go fully extended as far as you can go down the sidelines. You know how they do it with all that crazy seating with the multi-purposeness of the Carrier Dome. But, I mean, it's not even close, and I think part of that is the idea what's an arena? The Alamo Dome is not an arena. It would be classified as a stadium. There's other things. We kind of just lump stadium and arena in together. Anything that's indoor It feels more like an arena, but it's not. So, that was interesting that the Philippines randomly had the biggest arena in the world by around 20,000 total. It's not even close. And they do it by just having two massive decks of seating. I mean, that's all it is. And I guess they host mega churches there or something. The biggest capacity for an NBA arena, I believe, is the United Center for Chicago, and that's like 22K. So, yeah, it's pretty sizable difference there when it comes to that arena in the Philippines and it being so massive. But just something I thought was interesting. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.